We are talking to Jennifer Hale, who's come across for the Supanova Sydney Perth tour. Jennifer, nice to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming to Perth for the Supernova.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
You having a good time so far?
Yeah, I love it here. Absolutely love it. Got to play in the Indian Ocean yesterday.
Great.
Yeah.
And how was Sydney?
Beautiful. Sydney was gorgeous, yeah.
And it's your first time to Australia?
No, it's actually my third.
Okay.
I've been here a couple times on my own just for fun, just because I love it here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you must like it if you come back 3 times.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so you've done voice work for many, many different things. I'd like to start talking about the Mass Effect Trilogy, which you've been involved in as the female voice for Shepard. So when that first came along, did you know that they had a trilogy in mind for the Mass Effect arc, and what was that like, or was it more a surprise that it...
I wasn't fully aware, because sometimes they might even mention there's going to be a trilogy, but if it doesn't have a lot of push behind it, it's not going to happen. So I didn't think about it that way. I just took each game, one at a time, and it was fantastic that it actually ended up being really a trilogy, and it was great.
It must have been a good feeling with the success of the first game.
Yeah.
When it was released.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good game. I mean, that I could see.
Yeah. Great. And how was it coming together for the third game just more recently, and having an idea that you were reaching the sort of the end of the story arc for Shepard, and how was that with everybody there? And
it was tough. I don't think about it that way. I was in denial about the whole thing. I think I went. Plus, the schedule's so busy. They don't give you any warning. I went into the last session and I didn't know it was the last session until I got there. I was like, oh, okay. And then I just chose to forget about it all day. I just blocked it out and just decided I'm going to live in denial because I'm happier that way.
Yep. So a little bit of sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So you've done a number of Star Wars projects over the years, from as far back as one of the X-Wing games, the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. And then you've done the Jedi Academy game, Knights of the Old Republic. You've had a role in the latest Star Wars MMO, the Knights of the Old Republic.
The Old Republic
as
Online.
Jaden Korr and Bastila Shan. Does the Star Wars opportunities keep coming back to you? Is that a franchise that you've got a soft spot for in your heart that you keep pursuing?
I absolutely do. I love that franchise. I love being a part of it. I love being, working on Clone Wars, working on, back to Old Republic and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and then the Old Republic now, and playing my own granddaughter's a trip, because I'm Bastila's granddaughter, Satele.
Yes.
In this one, as well as the female trooper and a couple other small incidentals. But it's great. I love being a part of it. And then Star Wars Connect.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so that was fun to do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was Star Wars a part of your movie experience growing up?
Just like everyone else's. I didn't actually do a lot of pop culture entertainment as a kid. I didn't watch a lot of TV, and I didn't go to a ton of movies. And I didn't watch any cartoons. I wasn't actually allowed to, which is hilarious because, hey, sorry.
Something of a rebellious
right,
adulthood.
Just a little. But it worked out for me. Yeah, so it's cool to be a part of it now. I have such respect for the franchise and for the mythology of it and the intricacy and just the genius of it. Yeah.
And being a video game medium and being Star Wars, the nature of Star Wars, you get to act out, the light side and the dark side, depending what the player chooses to do. That must be good from an acting and a performance point of view.
It's really fun. It's fun to be able to go down both roads.
Yeah.
It's
you have a lot of fun with the dark side.
Yeah,
sides.
of course. Yeah, absolutely. That's always fun. What you wish you could say every day.
What do you have a favourite to perform, the light side, dark side? It's all good.
I like them both, because I definitely stand for the light side for sure, but the dark side's really fun. Yeah.
And with a character like Aayla Secura, a strong female personality and a Jedi Knight and a very big character in the Star Wars mythology. Where do you look for your motivation and your inspiration for delivering a performance in Clone Wars as Aayla?
I always look to the writer. I always look to the material. That's where it begins and ends for me, and it goes through the director on its way to me. And with that, working with a director like Dave Filoni is a dream. I mean, he's like an encyclopedic knowledge of the whole, the entire Star Wars mythology, and he's so passionate about what he does. It's a blast, absolute blast.
And as the Clone Wars have gone on from season to season, the tone is getting darker, and the Clone Wars are becoming a bigger and bigger part of the galactic events. Does that have an impact on your performance when you're playing out a scene, just knowing that things are getting more and more desperate? And
it impacts the feel of the scene. It impacts the feel of the world that you're in. You know, knowing where you are on the timeline of the evolution of a world is important, because it definitely puts more or less weight on your shoulders in terms of how everything's going.
The stakes get higher and higher.
Exactly, exactly.
So moving away from Star Wars, Diablo 3.
Yes.
Very recent release. It's been in the making for a long, long time. Fans of Diablo, such as myself, have been waiting 10 years or so since Diablo 2.
Thanks for waiting.
So it's been a really, really big release.
Yeah.
What was that like working on Diablo 3, just knowing there was this big build-up and lots of fans were really keen to get their hands on it? And
it was great. It was great. Again, you know, my focus is always on the story and what the writer came with, and then coming through our directors, and it was great to be a part of that. It was so cool. I mean, what a lucky thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask, so many characters you've worked on: Batman, Star Wars, Diablo, Mass Effect, all the different things, Powerpuff Girls. What do you have a favourite?
My next one. That's the answer Rob Paulson always gives. Rob's a brilliant actor. You know, I can't pick one. There are some that definitely, like, you know, Commander Shepard definitely crawled up into my bones in a great way. But I mean, it's also the wacky stuff, the crazy, that Powerpuff, you know, Billy and Mandy, kind of over-the-top Codename Kids Next Door stuff is a blast too. And working on some shows right now that I absolutely love, like the Avengers and the Green Lantern. Those are just...
And you're all over the place there, Marvel, DC, it's all...
Yeah, I go to any universe.
Yep.
I have no, you know, I'll go anywhere.
All right, so I've got a series of rapid-fire questions I want to hit you with.
Bring it.
All right. Favourite film?
T2.
Yeah? Special edition or theatrical cut?
Theatrical.
Theatrical?
Didn't see special edition.
Favourite TV show? Current or old show?
Toss up between, well, drama, Battlestar Galactica reboot.
Good choice.
Comedy, Modern Family.
Excellent choice. Person that you would like to work the most with that you haven't had the chance to work with yet?
Ron Moore.
Yeah? Do you play video games?
I suck at it.
What games do you like to play, even if you're bad?
I played Mass Effect 2. That was fun. I like the shooting and stuff because I like shooting. Yeah. Mass Effect 2, I'd consider probably the best of the trilogy. They're all really good. That was a high point for me. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. And best thing about Supanova?
Oh, being here. The fans. The fans. So great. And also being in Oz. Love it. Yep. Yeah. And you know what? I have to say, huge shout out to the people putting it on. Daniel and the crew. Awesome. And just anything coming up that you want to highlight on the horizon for you that you're really excited about? Guild Wars 2 is coming out. Got a couple cartoon series that I wish I could talk about, but I can't. I'm not allowed. They're so fun. And working on a couple projects coming up with David Hayter, the amazing David Hayter. And yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay, great. That's Jennifer Hale. This is Supanova in Perth. Thanks very much for talking to us. Thank you. You're welcome. And we're out.